anytime, any day. Why not right now? Stop looking up to your boss and start being your own boss. Don't work for paychecks. Work for dreams with no regrets. This is Cracking the Entrepreneur Code. If you have the passion, we'll create the blueprint. Now, your host. You know him from his 7 tips to build the business you always wanted, and now you're about to hear a lot more. Jack H.M. Wong.
Welcome to another episode of Cracking the Entrepreneur Code. I'm your host, Jack Wong. And you know what? I have to have high energy in this episode because my guest has high energy as well. So I would like you to welcome my guest, Darin Steen. Just to share with you a little bit of his background. Darin is actually the trainer's trainer from America, and he is the America's top fat loss healthy lifestyle coach. He's a best-selling author, a drug-free for life professional bodybuilder. Listen, personal trainer and motivational speaker and a family man. He is an expert on fat loss, fitness, gaining muscles, aging gracefully, and he's the most sought after reach your true potential coach for individuals for more than 8 countries. And by the way, Arnold Schwarzenegger picked Darin number 1 top trainer in the world 2 years in a row, and he is running over America's next great trainer. Such a great profile. I'm so happy that Darin, thank you for accepting my invitation to be a guest on my show. How are you today?
Jack, you're very welcome. I've never been better than this moment right here today, and that's the absolute truth at 52 years young. I'm just ecstatic about what's going on in my life and my ability to serve and learn from people and teach people, and I always say we're better together.
Yep. You just said about your age. Most people say 52 years old, and I know that you intentionally use 52 years young. And that is a very important distinction that I noticed when you gave me the introduction. So I would like to start out with your life story. What was your background, and how do you become a bodybuilder, a motivational speaker, a coach, and an author?
Yes, sir, Jack. Before I start there, I want to just back up and say 52 years young, when any word that someone thinks or says, it makes their core feel a certain way. When most people in their 40s and 50s say they're this old, it doesn't make their core, their subconscious feel good. I choose words to think and say that make me feel young and feel good. So it makes you smile and it makes you feel good to say I'm 52 years young. So and we want to try to do that. We want to get in the habit of that throughout the day, and you'd be amazed at how your thoughts and your words will dictate your life.
I love that.
So I was raised by a blue-collar father. His entire life he was an electrician, and I was a blue-collar worker, a truck driver for UPS until the age of 38. 2000, after 17 years of working as a blue-collar truck driver, and no offense to blue-collar people, that's a great profession and it's noble, and I love people that live simple. There's a great value in that, but if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's a totally different mindset. And so in 2000, I knew that I had the ability to help people live longer and stronger and motivate and lead from my athletic career up to that point. So I quit 100%, burning the boats, no options of going back. I walked into the UPS hub and said, I'm done. And I became a full-time personal trainer, 100% commission job, making $0, raising a single income family of 4. And I was scared to death. And I've been doing it ever since. That's 18 years. So I became a personal trainer. I did that for 5 years for Lifetime Fitness, where I was the number 1 personal trainer in the world for the fastest growing fitness company. And in 2005, I learned enough to go out on my own, and I opened up my own transformation station, and I've had my own private facilities ever since. And I got to tell you, it's been a fight ever since. The fight is easier now. I made it. I put in over 45,000 clinical hours with paying clients, paying high fees, and I've been a student of that every hour. The entrepreneurial life is an amazing life. And so I'm so excited to be able to push through that first 10 years where most companies don't make it. And I'm in my power zone, and I'm able to connect with people like you and use the technology to help more people in a shorter amount of time, Jack.
Thank you so much. I just take note of what you have said about transforming from a blue-collar worker to an entrepreneur, and you mentioned I'm scared to death. I always admire people who take that decision to transform their life and do something totally different. And of course, I always ask my guests this question. At that point in time, when you decide to become an entrepreneur, I'm done. How did you feel?
I felt a euphoria like I was out of jail.
Okay.
I felt excited.
Okay.
I felt really pumped up.
Right.
And I had high hopes, super excited, but the blue-collar mindset, the man raising the family, earning the income to pay the bills, that part was scared. And that really it's left me a little bit, but it's still there because as an entrepreneur, 100% commission, you got to earn your paycheck every week. You have a good week, the next week you make zero. And you got to start over again. So it's not like you can ride on your coattails. And so I was very excited, but that base fear, it always stays there.
Understand. One of my guests actually in the early episode says she strategized, think carefully before she make that move. So in your case, did you actually strategize, plan for a while, or you just say, APS, I'm done, I'm out? Do you have any plans beforehand?
Jack, I had a couple little shoddy plans and attempts, but everybody's personality is different. But I think in general, this is going to work for most people. And for me, I had paralysis by analysis. Too many plans. I'm not an accountant, analytical mindset type of person. I'm an athlete. I'm a believer. I just jump on the bandwagon really quick. You don't need to prove to me anything. I believe things. So that type of personality, it works. And I think for most people, analytical people need some more details and some more like data. But I believe that will harm most people because of paralysis by analysis. You'll overthink it. Too much information isn't good. I pulled the trigger, scared to death, didn't have a plan other than a little bit of a plan of where I could personal train people and start my career, and that was it.
You know why I asked this question? Because I was a bit different. My background is that I jumped out of the plane. I used the phrase jump out of the plane to tell the world that there's actually no point of returning to the corporate world. Because the law of gravity says that when I jump off the plane, I can't climb back to the plane. So that's my metaphor always. And the fact is that the reason I asked that question, whether you have strategized anything beforehand, is that I literally hadn't planned at all. I just say, I'm done with you, move on. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Yes, I do understand that I have to pay my bill to make money, but I had no idea how to do that. So I always tell my listeners, you want to plan a little bit, not to like what Darin says, like overanalyze such that you become paralyzed with the situation, but you got to plan a little bit.
Jack, 100%. I love it, except the devil's advocate is I do like to learn lessons from other people. I do like to try to teach people my lessons so they don't make the same mistakes.
Yes.
Some people can absorb that and benefit from it, but what I find in general is it goes in one ear and out the other, especially with younger people. They gotta feel it, they gotta experience it. They haven't walked in your shoes yet, and it takes an old soul to be able to take information from somebody and learn and navigate around those issues. Most people got to learn the hard way themselves.
Understand. Well, you make a good point as well, because some people just have to experience to learn. By telling them, it doesn't register in the mind. So I heard you that. So I want to move on a little bit about your bodybuilding business. My question is, at the beginning, of course, I can imagine that it's not easy to have the income consistently. To build a business obviously requires a few steps, if not a lot of steps. It's like at that point in time, what was your plan to scale the business? Is there any step that you have taken to grow your business so that it becomes in large scale like now?
So I want to back up and say I don't even like the term bodybuilding because it scares a lot of people away. I call myself a physique artist because I think the natural physique with no drugs or hormones is beautiful. And I love doing photo shoots outside with Mother Nature in the background. That was a hobby for me. And it was an extension of my athleticism after my football career my 15-year football career was ended in 1988. I had to do something competitive. So I said, why not learn how to eat to bring my body fat level down, to look young and vibrant and lean and attractive. So that was my hobby. And I learned so many lessons about how the body reacts to food and mindset and exercise and rest and recovery. And then I started utilizing what I learned there with my clients. My clients are not bodybuilders. 99% of my clients, I've had over 700 people graduate from my 12-week transformation program where I do online with people all over the world, and in my brick and mortar building here in Chicago are entrepreneurs, because I charge very high fees, because you get a better customer, you make more money, you work less and help more people because they follow through. So my clients are busy entrepreneurs who are stressed out, 40 years old, midlife crisis. The doctor says they're gaining 20, 30 pounds because they're working so hard, 70, 80 hours a week. Here's the motto of an entrepreneur, Jack. You asked me earlier, why is health so important? Well, we all want wealth, but we work 70, 80 hours a week, 90. Really, you're working 24 hours a day as an entrepreneur. You're never able to shut it off, ever. And you don't even sleep some nights. So it's more than 70 hours. So we work our butts off, especially at first, to get the money. And then we get sick, and then we got to spend our money to get our health back. And a lot of people can't even do that because they buy into the Western doctors, surgeries, medications, and that's not how you're going to get your health back. The doctors, no offense, are generally in the sickness business. People like myself are in the health business. So I want to help entrepreneurs not to do that vicious cycle I just described, Jack. Does that make sense?
Yep, perfectly making sense to me. I want to keep my health. I don't want to see doctor because the moment I see doctor, I'm already not in a healthy state. I always believe that if I can eat well and I exercise well, I will be already winning 50%, if not more than 50% of the battle. That is my belief.
Absolutely.
So for you, like when you talk about eating well, exercising well, like what kind of exercise and what kind of eating plans do you have in your mind? Because many people obviously who are doing similar things, they have their own style, they have their own belief that work for them. So in your philosophy of eating plan and your exercise plan, like what are you focusing on?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to dive into that. I can cover that in a couple minutes and keep it simple.
Sure.
But I definitely want to tell the people listening so far, we forgot to announce in the beginning, at Incentive, hopefully this content is very exciting for people and they're taking notes. But I'm going to offer to everybody at the end a way to have for free a $47 value transformation program that I will gift to them. But they need to listen to the end. And I do have 12 energy hacks, health hacks that people can do simply. I can run through really quick. Now to answer your question, exercise. Yes, any exercise is great. It's a nice start. For people who are not doing anything, I want to keep it simple. I have something called the morning mini workout. And that is very low intensity. Most people don't have time to exercise in the morning, especially entrepreneurs. But if they could do 1 or 2 or 3 1-minute body weight, very light, slow exercises to create blood flow, like a slow set of push-ups off the side of their bed, so it's not even that difficult. It's not all the way on the floor. Nice and easy. 3 seconds down, pause, 3 seconds up. Breathing in, down, pause, blow air out, let that air out. Slow repetitions. I'm a big advocate of slow repetitions. And then do 15 to 20 slow repetitions, and then you're done. It took 1 minute to do that. But we need to back up, Jack, because here's where the day starts. The alarm goes off. They're tired. They didn't get enough sleep because they're an entrepreneur. And the decision comes, do I hit the snooze or do I get up? And here's what I want to tell you. If you hit the snooze, it hits the negative domino effect that will continue all day long because subconsciously you sort of feel like a little bit of a loser. Let's face it. And you sit there and hit it again. You're not going to feel better by hitting that snooze. So let's back up. When that alarm goes off, count 3, 2, 1. Blast off like the little kid thinking about the rocket blasting off the launching pad, and go hit that frickin' alarm clock off. Sit up, take a deep breath, go in the bathroom, throw some water in your face, wake up a little bit and do the 1 minute slow push-ups like I just described off the side of your bed. After that, take 2 or 3 slow, deep breaths, and then go about your morning routine for a few minutes. Brush your teeth, use the restroom, come back and just do 1 more minute. So I'm talking 2 minutes of exercises. Do 20 slow body weight squats. 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Put the mind in the muscle. Clear your head. Feel the warmth in the target area. With the push-ups, it's the chest and arms. With the squat, it's the legs. Now your 2 minutes of exercises, that's your morning mini workout. You're done. It didn't take you any time. You got up. You're going to feel better because you hit the positive domino effect, and that's going to continue throughout the day of positive things because your subconscious feels good that you got up, you didn't hit the snooze, and you got your day started.
Sounds very good. You know what happened? This interview is done at Darin's time zone, 7 a.m. It is now 7 a.m. in the morning in Darin's time zone. You know what happened? I'm in Singapore, and at this time, 7 a.m. to Darin is actually 9 p.m. my time in Singapore. And I feel that it's not 9 p.m., it's actually a.m. in Singapore right now. So I can feel the energy, I can feel that, wow. It's like I'm not tired, I'm not exhausted. I mean, I don't have such thing in my mind while I'm listening to this. So listener, please get this episode, listen a few more times, so feel the energy, feel Darin's way of getting yourself picked up at the beginning of the day. And I feel good, honestly. So thank you for sharing your tips.
That's great, Jack. And I'd like to back up. So as an entrepreneur, you're going to, let's say it's 9 p.m. and you're jacked up, you're doing a project, you're doing a podcast, and you're like wired. Maybe you had some coffee midday. Sleep is where the magic happens. That's the recovery. Our subconscious does some incredible things. Our body heals from the physical, mental, and emotional stress of the day. So even though you're jacked up, you know you need to try to fall asleep by 10:30 and wake up at 4:30 or 5 if you're going to have a great day. So here's the thing. What you need to do, Jack, and I want you to do this today after this podcast, is I want you to turn the lights off, get off of technology, light a candle, lights off, sit on the edge of your bed, and just do 5 or 10 slow breaths in, slow breaths out. You got to unwind, and falling asleep there's things that you can do. Turning the lights off, light a candle, get away from the computer screen, the cell phones, turn the technology off, read 2 to 5 minutes out of a book, write down in a journal your thoughts for the day, just 2 or 3 thoughts, write in a journal, and let go. Deep breathing as you breathe in, exhale, and let go of tightness and tension, because staying jacked up as an entrepreneur and going and grinding, and I see entrepreneurs putting out there, grind it. Who needs sleep? You can sleep when you're dead. I disagree. We need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and unwinding at night, having a simple strategy really helps us.
Okay, I got you. As soon as we get done with this interview, the computer will be turned off. I'm going to bed. No worries. Yep. After we have talked about the exercise, like the eating plan, because I'm still interested in the eating plan that you have. So like, what kind of eating plans do you advocate? And
I love the question, Jack. So here we go. It's confusing. I'm a professional. I'm a certified nutritionalist. I've won great awards. I've trained world-famous people. Dr. Joe Mercola, the #1 natural doctor in the world online. And it's confusing to me. So if you're confused, that's understandable, and that's okay. If you can't make a decision, go back and just use common sense. Don't do anything extreme, because you have eating regular food, small meals often, using carbs for fuel, which get turned into glucose, eating like an athlete, and cycling carbohydrates. And cleaning your diet up. Less processed foods, less junk foods. If it's made in a plant, don't eat it. If it comes from a plant, eat it. If it's in a package, processed foods, it's no good. If it rots on the countertop, it's good for you. So just clean up the food, smaller meals more often, chew your food slow is super important. I can talk about that later. So that's one eating strategy. Now you got intermittent fasting, where you don't eat breakfast and you don't eat small meals often. That intermittent fasting has great benefits, and I love it. And then you have ketogenic, which is high healthy fats, training your body how to use nutritional and body fat for fuel, which is a cleaning, burning fuel. It's more steady burning, and the body has less radical damage. it's so much easier for the body to use fat for fuel. So it's confusing. You have water fasting for obese people. So the bottom line is, don't get confused. Keep it simple, and any plan that you feel like you can continually follow is the best plan for you. You might need a little bit of help of answering the questions of the 3 or 4 different styles and which one's best for you.
Yep.
They're all good. I myself, what I use and what I teach is I cycle on and off of those 3 basic strategies. I love fasting. I love intermittent fasting, which gives the body a break from digesting food, which is the hardest job the body has. The digestive tract, the stomach, the intestines is incredibly vascular. It uses a ton of blood. And when you're eating small meals often, 5-6 meals a day, like we were taught for years, which is a good way to go for athleticism and burning body fat off and energy, but maybe not as so good for long-term longevity and cognitive abilities. So we can go into an intermittent fasting where we skip breakfast and we're fasting while we sleep in the first 6 hours of the day, and the body can do other things because it's not digesting food. It can increase your anabolic hormones. It increases stem cells. It does something called microphagy or autophagy, where it eats into damaged tissue, diseased cells, and gets rid of them. It gets rid of the toxins. So there's a value in fasting. Does that make sense, Jack?
Yep, it does. And I love the fact that it is keep it simple. That's what I'm hearing again and again. Just keep it simple. What you believe, just stick to it. That is very, very important. Okay, so now we move on. We talk about exercise. We talk about eating plan. Let's talk a bit about business, because our audiences are entrepreneurs. Like at the beginning, you mentioned like you must charge your clients high dollars, and you stress this a few times. Why do you charge clients high dollars? Like from your experience, is it not easy to charge clients at a lower amount because it is easier for clients to say yes to you?
Yes, Jack. I have a couple of nice tips that I believe the listeners will take out of that question. But 1 minute, let me back up. Final 2 things on food.
Okay.
Here's where you start. Write down a food journal. Just simply become aware. Today, write down everything you eat. What time you woke up, what time you go to bed, what time you ate what. And that's your food journal. Look at it, and you will tell yourself how to improve that. It's awareness. Number 2, last thing on food is chew your food longer and more times. 8 to 10 times. Your digestive enzymes are in your mouth. It's pre-digested if you chew more. It's easier to go down in your stomach and be assimilated and digested, and you taste it better. Your taste buds work better. You enjoy it. You don't eat as much, and that's and then be thankful for your food before you eat it. Those are some great food tips.
Thank you for these 2 tips. So now let's talk about charging clients.
It is, but it's a short path. And if you need to get started with low, don't go with the lowest fees in your area or what other people are charging, because there is a lot of wealth around. There are people that want high quality. They don't mind what they pay. They want a great quality product. And when you're charging the lowest that other people are charging, you're telling people your quality of your product or your confidence in your product is low. And when you charge higher fees, if I would take an entrepreneur that's just starting out and I was mentoring them, I would say, let's go middle price to the highest price in your town and have the confidence and just trust me. You get rid of tire kickers. Tire kickers at the car lot waste your time. They're going to give you negative energy. They're going to try to negotiate, and they haven't made a decision in their mind that they're ready to go. So the higher fees gives you clients that are looking for great quality product, service. They're easier clients by far. They follow through. You don't have to have as many clients, so you can not get entrepreneurial burnout because you don't need as many clients to pay your bills, and they're easier clients. And that's the number 1 secret to my success as a trainer. I charge the highest fees in Chicago, to my knowledge, probably higher than people in New York and Los Angeles on the East and West Coast. And people are super, super motivated to follow through when they pay higher fees. And they're easy. They're so easy. They're ready. They're so ready to use your product and follow through.
Sounds very good. because the group that I'm facing doesn't have or hasn't equipped with this mindset or belief that charging high dollars actually get good clients. And it is not easy for them to understand. The reason why I say that is that because they don't believe in themselves, they do not see that their values of the product and service great. So they feel that by charging high dollars, the client will tell them, I'm sorry, you're too expensive, I may as well go to the other guy. So that is the predominant mindset of most of the audiences that I have right now, or at least the group that I'm serving.
Absolutely. I totally understand it. It's a fear. And you hit the nail on the head, Jack. It's exactly, they don't believe in themselves. And people can read us like books as entrepreneurs. So why put out that energy that I don't believe in my product? And you have to have a faith. Yep. You have to have a faith it, F-A-I-T-H. Faith it till you make it. Again, like I said earlier, don't say fake it, F-A-K-E, till you make it. Faith it till you make it, because faith makes my core feel good, right? Yes. Faith does not. So don't say and think words that make your core feel bad. And the number 2 thing is, if you are really serious about this, pay a mentor. And this is not, there's so many coaches out there that aren't walking the walk and talking the talk. In the fitness industry, 25-year-old kids who trained a couple people in the gym and now they're coaches online. So I get people are skeptical of coaches and mentors. But if you find a good one, pay that mentor, take the short path to where you want to go, and just get there. Get the job done in 1 year or 6 months. If someone hires a mentor that's good with the technology, in 6 months to 2 years, they can create a $200,000-$300,000 a year business, if not $1 million business. It's very possible, but you're going to waste 5-10 years if you don't take the short path.
I understand. That's why we always believe coaching, mentorship is very important to cut short of a learning curve and get to point B, which is what I call the goal, a lot faster and easier. So thank you for this important tip. I would like to conclude this episode before you give us the gift later on. Of course, I will remember that. The second last question is actually the ritual of my podcast show. I always ask my guests to give me the number 1 quote he or she can share with my audiences. So Darin, you gave me this one. Anyone and everyone does have the power to change, to make the rest of their life the best of their life. Darin, why is this quote your favorite one? How does it impact your personal life and your business?
Oh, man. Great question. I got goosebumps when I just heard you say it. Jack, this is the most stressful time in the history of the world to live longer and stronger. We have, and it shouldn't be, we have the medical technology, the medications when we need it as a last resort. We got the information. We're so smart. What's killing us now wasn't what was killing us 200 years ago. The warrior cutting our head off and the bear and the tiger was killing us 200 years ago. What's killing us now? We don't even know. We don't even understand what's killing us now. So people are living too short and dying too long. It's unnecessary, it's lifestyle induced, and it's mindset induced. It doesn't have to happen. It happened to my best friend of all time, my dad, and I'm on a mission to let everybody know it does not have to happen to them. And they can draw the line in the sand right now, right today, and say no more and make a decision. But most people got to get pushed up against the wall. The doctors got to scare them, and they got to get really scared because it's like an animal or like a rat jumping into boiling water. It's going to hop out because it's so evident. But if you give that animal or that rat in bath water and then put it on the stovetop and turn the stove on, it happens slowly over time, and they don't know they're dying, and they won't hop out and they'll die. And that's where most people are, Jack.
Thank you very much. And I guess the last question is the most important one, because you said to me before the interview that you are going to give away a free gift. And let's have drum roll. Dun, 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 dun. So I make it up. Dun, 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 dun. So Darin, where can we find the free gift? And where can we find out more about what you do?
Thank you for that opportunity. Well, you guys know the internet makes the world really small. So if you know how to spell my name, Darin Steen, you can Google and find my social media content on all the social media platforms. YouTube. I have 100,000 subscribers, 20 million views. Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of them. But my hub is www.fatlosslifestyle.com. I got a blog they can sign up for. But if everybody listening will send me an email at my name, Darin, D-A-R-I-N, at fatlosslifestyle.com, I will give everybody that listens a $47 product of mine that is the 12-week body transformation program for men and women. I've sold over 10,000 copies at $47. I never put it on sale, but because, Jack, you're a special guy, you're doing special things, and the people you influence are special, I wanted to offer that to everybody.
Thank you so much. Can I be the first one send you the email?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me do it later on. Oh, no, I'll do it tomorrow because I'm supposed to shut down my computer and ready to go to bed. I know this is a trick. This is a trick. I am okay. I know what I'm doing. Thank you, Darin.
Jack.
Okay.
Hey, I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Oh, no. I mean, I am open to learning new things. That's what entrepreneurship stands for. Keep learning long things. And you said in your bio to me that you are a lifelong learner. And so am I. We always learn new things, ready for the next move and ready for taking the next action, taking our business to the next level, correct? Any final words before we conclude this episode?
Yes, sir. I'm a lot of things. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified healthy lifestyle coach, certified nutritionist, physique competitor. But when people come up to me and ask me what I am, I say, first of all, I'm a student of life. Second of all, because my relationship with God and myself is most important, and how can you improve if you're not a student of life? Second of all, I'm a father of 2 teenage daughters that don't have a mother, so I'm a mom and a dad to 2 teenage daughters, and then after that, it's all pretty insignificant. So I love what you said there, Jack. And parting words of wisdom, Jack, I love the interview. I would love to become more connected with you. And the world's small. I can see us connecting face-to-face in the future. I love anybody that's your friends and following you and supporting you. I would love to do another talk, and I would love to give away like a one-on-one, high-end, one-on-one 12-week transformation program, but we can talk about that the next time.
Sure. We will just keep that in mind. So I need to conclude this episode, and thank you once again, Darin, for sharing your wisdom and very, very great insight about what you do and what your expertise is. So I'm very grateful to you for being my guest today. And listeners, this concludes this episode of Cracking the Entrepreneur Code podcast show. So next time, as you know, I'm going to bring out another successful entrepreneur who will share with you his or her wisdom, intelligence, and experience to help you take your business to the next level. Until we next meet, Jack Wong here. I'm signing off now. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
To continue cracking the Entrepreneur Code, subscribe for more episodes and download the Amazon bestseller, Cracking the Entrepreneur Code, 7 Tips to Build the Business You Always Wanted at crackingentrepreneur.com. Learn more about author and host Jack H.M. Wong and book your 30-minute discovery session to overcome any professional challenge at jackhmwong.com/apply.